What's going on YouTube? Briz the Gamer here, and today I want to talk about some tips of what I think is a good way for Ion to be played in Frontier Defense. Now before we begin, I just want to state that this video is for people who don't have a lot of experience playing with Ion and for people who are having trouble getting past regular or hard modes of Frontier Defense. If you don't fall into that category, please place any Ion tips and or strategies that you have in the comment section below. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some kind of Ion master. I'm trying to improve just like many other players. This video is just to illustrate some of the effective strategies that I've found while playing as Ion. Okay, now that we've gotten that out the way, let's begin. When you play with Ion, one of the first things that you probably notice is how strong its Spritter Rifle alternate firing mode shots are. The shots melt Reapers and deal a good amount of damage to the enemy Titans that you will encounter in Frontier Defense. Stalkers, grunts, and the like obviously don't stand a chance. I found that being effective with Ion in Frontier Defense revolves around your use of the Spritter Rifle. If you look at Ion's Aegis rank abilities, you will notice that there are a total of 7 abilities. 2 abilities enhance the Spritter shot, and another 2 abilities enhance Ion's energy reserve and energy consumption. Now I could be reading into this wrong, but to me, that just screams to me to base my play on the Spritter Rifle's alternate firing mode. Here's a problem that any Ion player will tell you about, and that's Ion's energy reserves. Why is that an issue in Frontier Defense? Well, because of the fast-paced nature of Frontier Defense, and what I'm talking about is Stalkers trying to sprint right past you to the Harvester, 5 or 6 Reapers bum rushing you, 4 or 5 Nuke Titans needing to just get past you in order to demolish the Harvester, 1 or 2 Arc Titans running through your team's Arc Traps to finish the Harvester off. Ion players will constantly find themselves in situations where they simply have to use most of their energy reserves for their Spritter Rifle to fight against the numerous threats, and there's little left over for the Vortex Shield, Laser Tripwire, and the Laser Shot. When you get to Aegis rank 8, that problem won't be as bad because of the energy reserve boost, but it still isn't enough to take away any energy worries for Ion players. My recommendation is to use Ion's 0-point Tripwire or the Entangled Energy. Frontier Defense is all about controlling the lanes to the Harvester, and Ion's Tripwire does a great job at helping the player control a lane. Whenever you see a Reaper or Titans coming down a lane, drop a Tripwire down to help deny the enemy's advance into your territory. The Tripwires don't take long to use again after it's used, and the 0-point Tripwire uses no energy from your reserve, allowing the player to save that energy for your Splitter shots, Laser Shot, and Vortex Shield. The Entangled Energy will also help to keep your energy reserves up while you're being aggressive. Also, try not to use your alternate firing mode on weak enemies like grunts or stalkers. This will save you a lot of Ion's energy in the long run. Next is Ion's positioning. This is just a suggestion for Ion players. This is by no means a be-all, end-all recommendation for how to position Ion during a match. I've seen people occasionally roaming with every single Titan in the game, so it ultimately depends on the playstyle of that particular player. Based on the Frontier Defense classification of Ion, it is considered an offense/roamer Titan. Generally, to me, what this means is that Ion is really good at dealing damage and also has enough speed and defense to roam around the battlefield to take out faraway threats with little assistance from friendly Titans, Arc Traps, and or Sentry Turrets. In my opinion, Ions should not be too far away from the Harvester most of the time, especially if the player notices that their teammates are having a hard time stopping enemies from getting to the Harvester. Whenever the opportunity presents itself to roam further away from the Harvester, or if the player notices the Mortar Titans or Arc Titans spawning in the back of the map, the Ion player should roam, take out whatever threat is out there, and then return to the vicinity of the Harvester. Even though Ion is considered a roamer, I don't think that it's meant to be far away from the Harvester indefinitely. The enemies can easily begin spawning in the space between the roaming Titan and the Harvester, and then all of a sudden Ion's teammates are in a tough spot. Now for the Titan kit. I really like to use nuclear ejection. In Frontier Defense, there can be these moments where there are 5 or 6 Titans that are super close to the Harvester and you're trying to fight them alone. Or maybe you have one other partner with you, but it's not enough. Using Ion's nuclear ejection is a great way to clear out a group of enemies and give your team some breathing room. An alternative to this can be to use overcore if you really like laser core, and buy some nuke rodeos from the armory. That way you get to use your laser core more, but at the expense of some credits. And that's all I have for Ion tips for the Frontier Defense. If you have any tips and or build recommendations, please leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to read them myself. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.